Okay, I think I managed to make it to a much lower elevation where it's a bit warmer. There's less snow here. The sun is shining pretty strongly. There are some clouds in the distance, but they don't look too threatening. I'm not going to have to worry about getting snowed in here. I'm right next to the road, so when I do decide to leave, I should be able to just drive out onto it this time. Seriously stopped as soon as I started recording. Okay, I think I've discovered the trick to making it stop like raining or snowing or whatever right away is to just get out the camera and start recording it, because I was picking up again now, but it was so loud, it was absolutely smashing it down on the van. As soon as I got out the camera and hit record, it calmed down. That's worrying. Okay, that's a real nuisance, that is. I'm driving for like an hour, hoping that the alternator issue would clear itself up. It hasn't. It does look like the battery is not recharging off of the alternator, so I'm assuming that that is buggered and needs to be replaced. You know, the van will have to go in for some work, and that's going to cost me a fair whack of cash. It's Saturday afternoon now, nothing's opened at the moment, and it's not going to be till Monday, so I'm just going to have to loiter around for a couple of days until the weekend's over and everything's open again, and get the van into a shop and see what they can do with it. Okay, just a quick update. I spent the last couple of hours driving back down south to Inverness because I have an alternator on order. Tomorrow, being Monday morning, I'll be able to go and pick that up. Hopefully, fitting that should solve my electrical issues. Okay, so it's only now that I'm actually reviewing all the footage that I realise that I didn't really do a good job of explaining what's happened here. So obviously I was in the far north of England, making my way around the NC500, when I got a warning on the dash saying that my alternator or battery was dead. I ran a couple of checks on the battery, figured out that it was most likely the alternator that was the problem, and had originally planned to just take it to a garage in Thurso. The problem with doing that is taking it to a professional garage, there's a lot of costs behind that, and I really wanted to keep this as cheap as possible, and I know that I have the skill to do this myself. So I went online and I located a Eurocars parts down in Inverness. I got an alternator on order, and I just had to drive all the way down, 2 hours down south, get to Inverness, pick it up and fit it myself. So because I was having battery troubles all the way, I managed to get to within 5 minutes of Inverness, parked up in a lay-by, cycled all the way to the Eurocars parts, picked up the alternator, put it in my backpack, cycled all the way back to the car, and then began the process of switching out the old one. Luckily, this was kind of a simple process of just taking a couple of bolts out and switching them around. The issue that I came across was to loosen off the serpentine belt. You needed to access a tensioner pulley, and the only thing that I could get on it was a ring spanner, and it was just kind of awkward because there's not much space between the front of the engine and the radiator, so that was a bit tricky, but managed to get that all done, managed to switch out the alternator and start up the van. Okay, I'm ready to start up the van. I'm genuinely nervous about this, so fingers crossed, hope this works. Oh yes, yes, it's going up. Yes! That should reach 14. It's at 14, at idle. It's working. Oh, thank God. Okay, that is absolutely fantastic news. Voltage steady at 14 volts. Okay, I want to give it a nice long run, but I also need to take the alternator back to the Euro car parts, the old alternator, so I can trade it in and get 50 quid back. So yeah, let's get on the road. For about 40 minutes driving around, dropped off the alternator, so I've been reimbursed like 50 quid for that. In total it was £250 and I got the £50 back. Fantastic stuff. In total the alternator cost £209. Fitted it myself at the side of the road and it is working. It is working. I'm getting 14 volts from the alternator, it's charging up the battery. I'm going to leave the van running for another half an hour to hopefully top that up to full, and then the next time I start it up it should start up on point and I should have no more problems in that regards, hopefully. But man, that was pretty nerve-wracking because I was just like, I was just expecting the worst, but I think I may have got a win there. Oh, yes. This camera is, it does have a decent optical zoom of 300mm, but even that's not enough to like pick up these guys at that distance. But it does have digital zoom, so you can kind of zone in a bit closer. The only problem is you can't record the digital zoom unless you do what I've been doing and take out your mobile phone and record the screen